Today, we're getting fancy. Today, we are going to be playing around with some new Chanel makeup. I have been getting so many requests to try out the Chanel Le Beige Touche de Teint Water Fresh Complexion Touch foundation for a while now, and I figured it was time to finally bite the bullet, go to the Chanel counter and pick up some stuff to try it out for you guys. And I'm pretty excited because Chanel is a brand that I really haven't delved into too deeply. Chanel is also very pricey. I spent $446 today on 6 products. Yeah, I purchased some of their newer products, of course, including their tint, and I'm really excited to try everything out. And of course, I'll be giving you guys all of my thoughts. Give me all of your thoughts in the comments on these products. If you've tried anything from Chanel, what are your thoughts on the products? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Do you have some holy grails? Do you have products that you really don't like? I'm super interested to hear what you guys have to say because honestly, I'm just not really familiar with the brand. So I would love to know if there's like a holy grail product that I'm just missing. For now, let's just get right into it. So we are first going to start off with the Le Beige Touche de Teint Water Fresh Complexion Touch Skin Tint. So from what the sales associate told me, they already have a product that is very similar to this called the Le Beige Touche de Teint. But this is actually the newer version of that product, but with more coverage to it. So if you take a look at what this product looks like, I mean, you'll see right away that it looks very interesting. It reminds me quite a bit of the Rose Inc Skin Enhanced Luminous Tinted Serum. This is also a formula that has those micro droplet pigments. So that's what all of those little dots are in the product. For lack of a better word, it's basically balls of pigment that kind of explode on the face as you start to blend it in. So besides that aspect to this product, it's described as a refreshing, lightweight texture and a formula that helps to keep skin hydrated and protected all throughout the day. Customizable application, pinpoint concealing or perfecting veil of coverage for an incredibly natural, flawless finish. It's a lightweight gel texture that's composed of approximately 60% water. There's antioxidant-rich ingredients including jasmine extract, wick to help protect the skin from pollution. And there's also emollients such as tamarind extract, known for its hydrating properties, and it leaves skin visibly plump and delivers a fresh complexion that appears well rested. So this is supposed to be more of a lightweight skin tint-esque product. It's supposed to also be really hydrating. It overall sounds like it's going to be very much at my alley. If you're new to my channel, I do have dry skin and I typically do prefer light to medium coverage foundations that are hydrating and obviously don't make my dry skin look drier. I would like to add, you get such a small amount of product in here considering how much this costs. It's actually insane. You get not even one whole fluid ounce. You have 0.7 fluid ounces of product in here, and this is 85 doll hairs. So my expectations are just very high, just considering how expensive this product actually is. I would expect that this gives me exactly what it's claiming, so fingers crossed. Okay, I ended up getting the shade B30, which looked like it would match me perfectly since I did get it in store. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to put it on the back of your hand, and it looks kind of weird and separated when you dispense it, but then you blend it on the back of your hand to start to get the pigment going until everything looks consistent, and then you use that to apply it to the face. It does actually come with this little brush, which is cute. I mean, I wouldn't use this to apply it on my entire face. It would literally take forever, but I would use something like this maybe to apply it as concealer or on like the areas of my face that are kind of hard to reach with a larger brush. But this is pretty useless for an entire face application. I'm actually going to use my fingers because with the Rose Inc tinted serum, I actually really like using it with my fingers because I find it melts it into the skin really nicely. I did already prep my skin, by the way. I just used my normal moisturizer. No other primer though, because I don't want to alter the wear or look of the foundation. I will also mention my skin is especially dry right now. I have a lot of dry patches, so it will be interesting to see how this foundation handles my dry patches. I'm really liking what I'm seeing right now, which is giving me some relief because again, this is an $85 foundation and I don't want this not to work. The texture is very, very, very lightweight. It almost feels more lightweight compared to something like a gel. It feels kind of watery in a way. And blending it into the skin with the fingers feels very natural just because of the texture. And I really feel like I'm able to work it into the skin nicely. So this is definitely a finger-friendly foundation. And even though I did apply this with my fingers, I feel like the coverage is looking really consistent and smooth around my face. So a little bit of redness peeking through on my chin over here. So I'm going to build it up a little bit and see if we can do that. But overall, that little bit that I just used really did a very nice job at covering up the redness on my face and just giving me a nice even look. And I also really like the finish of this. It looks very naturally glowy. And what I mean by that is sometimes foundations that are glowy could just make you look kind of borderline oily and almost unnaturally glowy. This just gives me a really fresh glow to my skin. You can see there's a nice sheen going on my face, which I'm really liking. And on top of my dry patches, specifically on my nose, which is where my skin is the driest right now, it's actually sitting nicely, considering. It's very difficult, if not just impossible, to hide texture, but it's always interesting to see how different formulas handle texture. And this isn't separating or looking weird. You could definitely still see the texture on my nose, but the foundation isn't accentuating it in a bad way. It's kind of just working with it. Put a little bit more on my chin, and you know what? Let's actually apply it with a brush and just kind of see what effect I get. I'm gonna take my Merit foundation brush. It definitely builds up. And I actually feel like with the brush, it gives me an even smoother finish. Kind of prefer it. But it's nice to just use almost at the end just to kind of finish things off. Once everything is already melted and blended into the skin, just take the brush and kind of dot over everything to really push it into the skin and make sure everything's properly blended. I feel like that worked really nicely. When I'm looking at my skin from afar, I find it's kind of giving a bit of a blurring effect to my pores. I was a little bit worried as I was applying it with my fingers. It kind of felt like it was actually accentuating my pores, but when I was finished blending it out, that wasn't the case, and it actually is doing the opposite. Like, I feel like everything looks super, super smooth. Things are looking really good. Of course, it's been 3 minutes, so need to wear it for a little bit longer before I give you guys more thoughts. Like I said, I will be doing a wear test, so I will let you know how things continue to wear. Looks like a foundation that I would like, or will like. We'll see. I did not purchase a Chanel concealer, so I'm just gonna go in with my Say Hydra Beam and just conceal a little bit. And I actually don't even feel like I want to conceal around my face. Typically, I go in with my concealer and I'll conceal around my nose, on my chin, just to cover up redness, especially when I use lighter coverage foundations. But I actually feel like the coverage is covering up those points really nicely, and I don't even feel like I need to add anything extra, so I'm not going to do that. As far as the way that it feels, by the way, it definitely does not feel heavy at all. It does feel slightly slick on my face. It doesn't feel sticky, but when I touch it, it just kind of feels like I have almost like a moisturizer on my face. So I'm probably going to set a couple areas on my face with powder. When I try products that have a texture like this, I tend to like to do that just to lock it in, make sure it lasts well. But for now, I'm just going to leave it, and I'll apply powder at the end if I feel like I need it. Okay, now let's go in with this blush. I didn't even know that they released these. These are also new. It's the Le Beige Eau de Blush Water Fresh Blush. Same idea as the foundation. This also has those micro droplets, but instead of a foundation color, it is a blush color. This was also $70, so very, very expensive for just one single blush. I know it's funny, you would look at these two and you would be like, oh, this has even more product than the foundation. It doesn't. It's just the bulkiness of the packaging that kind of fools you. It has 0.5 fluid ounces of product, so 0.2 fluid ounces less than the foundation. But I would still say that something like this would probably last you a while, because typically with liquid blushes, at least, you don't need a lot of the product. So I ended up getting the shade Intense Coral. Texture is pretty much identical to the foundation. It's very watery, and all of the pigment is kind of just like floating in this liquid. I am going to apply this with this brush over here. This is the Sydney Grace. I'm not sure what the number is, but it's this larger powdery foundation brush. And I'm gonna work it into the brush like so, and then apply. Ooh, it's applying really weird. This actually kind of reminds me of the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Blush. Not in the texture at all, it's a completely different texture, but just in the way that it's looking on the skin. The Tinted Moisturizer Blush is really meant to look like it's a part of the skin, and this kind of gives the same effect. It really integrates into the skin really nicely. It doesn't look like it's sitting on top of it. This looks pretty. I'm not obsessed with the way that that applied. I feel like you almost have to make sure that all of the capsules are totally dissolved into the liquid and mixed up before you even go in with your brush, because if you start to put it into your brush or you start to apply it before that happened, then it kind of like disperses the pigment inconsistently on your face. So that's definitely something to note. For foundation, I understand that type of formula, but for a blush, I feel like it's a little bit gimmicky, but once it's actually blended into the skin, it looks really pretty. Like it really looks like it's a part of the skin. I really like the color. It's a nice, vibrant, peachy coral, and I could totally see myself using this every day. But for $70, this is a product that I would probably say to skip on, honestly, because I just feel like you can get this exact effect with so many other cream and liquid blushes out there, that I will surely be using it to get my money's worth. That's for sure. For bronzer, of course, I'm gonna go in with the Chanel Soleil Tan Bronze Universal Le Beige Bronzer. Now, I did not purchase this today. This is the one and only Chanel product that I already had in my collection, and I've spoken about this a couple times on my channel. This product was very, very, very hyped up a couple years ago. I feel like when this was released, there was basically no other cream bronzers on the market. Because times have changed quite a bit and there's so many other cream bronzers on the market, this is just not a cream bronzer that I gravitate towards really ever. I'm just not really a huge fan of the color of this. I'm going to be using it today because I am a little bit more on the tan side, so this will actually work well for my skin tone right now. But when I'm even a little bit more fair, this just does not work for me. It looks very, very, very orange. So I almost feel like because this was just never a product that I was totally obsessed with, it didn't really intrigue me to try out the other products from Chanel. Whereas if I was like obsessed with this product and I absolutely adored it, it probably would have influenced me to check out what else Chanel had to offer. But I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of this bronzer. Even though this does suit my skin tone a little bit better right now, I just feel like it is actually a little bit too warm for my liking. I'm just gonna quickly do my brows. I'm gonna brush a little bit of brow gel through them. This is the Keys Clear Brow Gel. I'm gonna quickly do a wing on my upper lash line, and then I'll be back to show you guys the new mascara that I got. Okay, time to try the new mascara, which has this really fun little pop-up feature. I love a little pop-up makeup product. This is called the Noir Allure All-in-One Mascara Volume, Length, Curl, and Definition. So this is supposed to give you literally everything. This is a black mascara with a touch of red to intensify and add depth to the eyes. That's actually really interesting because when I was in makeup school years ago, it taught us to put a little bit of red in the waterline, on the upper waterline, because it makes the eyes pop. I personally don't really do that because I actually find that it makes the eyes look a little bit bloodshot, but it's interesting that they put it in the mascara, so that's really cool. So this is what the packaging looks like. It definitely looks very sleek and luxurious. And that is what the wand looks like. It has short, plastic, spiky bristles. This is looking really nice. I mean, I feel like something like my Lancome Lash Idole, which is one of my favorite higher end mascaras, still outperforms the way that this one looks, but it is doing something nice here. I feel like it's giving me a nice balance of everything. It's voluminous, it's giving me lots of separation, not a crazy amount of length, and a little bit of curl. I actually feel like this is one of those mascaras that will perform even better once it dries out a little bit. It's looking good. I'm interested to see how this is going to last. We will find out. Now let's talk lipsticks. I actually don't think I've ever owned a Chanel lipstick before, so this is very exciting. I got two shades from their newest collection, the Rouge Allure. I got shade 211, which is the shade Subtle, or Subtil, kind of like a reddy coral. I've been really into these types of shades lately. And then we have the shade 195 Mise à Nu, which is more of a nude shade. So I got two different types of tones to try out. Let's try out the nude shade first. I'm actually going to line my lips first because I would always line my lips with a nude color like this. And I'm actually going to use one of these Rare Beauty Kind Words matte lip liner. And this one is in the shade Humble. Beautiful color. And their lipsticks are $52 each. Oh, I like that a lot. I'm really happy that I picked this one up. I know myself and I know I'm gonna be gravitating towards this very often because it's a nice light nude on my skin tone, but it's not too light where it washes me out. I also really like this undertone. It's slightly peachy, but it definitely leans more neutral. The formula feels nice, nothing extraordinary. It feels like a basic bullet lipstick, slightly creamy. It has a nice amount of sheen, feels hydrating, moderately pigmented. It's not a thick formula, it feels lightweight. Overall, I'm happy that I picked up this color, and I'm definitely going to be wearing this a ton. I just really like everything about it. This is a great everyday color for me. Gonna line my lips with another one of the Rare Beauty lip liners. This one is in Wise. Okay, now going in with 211. Ooh. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, this is a really, really, really beautiful color. This is a color that I would go to when I want to wear a red, but I don't want to go in with a full-on red lipstick. This gives you the feeling of a red lipstick, but it's still very wearable because there's enough brown in it to ground it. And I really do like, especially with a color like this that is a little bit deeper and has, you know, more color to it than a typical nude, how the formula isn't super thick and it really doesn't feel like it's going to be going anywhere. Okay, so we are done with the full face of makeup. I have noticed that a little bit of the foundation is kind of settling in my smile lines. So I do think that this could definitely benefit from just a little bit of powder just to set everything in place. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to take my NARS Soft Velvet Pressed Powder in Desert. Just take the smallest, teeniest, littlest amount, barely any, and just kind of lightly powder the center of the face, which is what I pretty much do always anyway. And this will just help with any settling. I'm very pleased at the direction that this first impression is going. I'm very excited about the skin tint. I know it hasn't been on my face for too long, but because I've tried so many products, I can really tell fairly quickly what direction a product is gonna go. And I would be very surprised if this turned around and just like did something horrific to my face by the end of the day, because I don't know, I just don't see it going in that direction. I'm just really enjoying the way it's looking. I love how fresh, yet perfected, yet natural looking and hydrated my skin looks. It's really giving me everything that I look for, especially in like an everyday foundation. Right away, I would actually say the blush is something that I'm not like super excited about. If this was like significantly less expensive, I think I would probably have a slightly different opinion. I just feel like $70 for one blush when I could definitely get something very similar with another type of liquid or cream blush. Like I said, the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer blush, just not totally worth it. For the mascara, I feel like it made my lashes look nice, but I have so many other mascaras that make my lashes look even nicer that are a lot less expensive. So I'm gonna be very happy to continue to use this product, but I don't think this is going to become like a holy grail must have in my collection because, like I said, I just have other ones that kind of outperform this, but it's not bad as far as the way that it looks, and I really do like how black it is, but we will see if it does last throughout the day. Hold please, I just went to my makeup collection and I randomly picked up this lipstick from MAC. This is a luster glass lipstick in the shade Business Casual. I'm wearing it on my lips right now, and this is it swatched side by side with the Chanel 211 lipstick. MAC is over here, the Chanel lipstick is over here. They're pretty much identical, almost the exact same color. The MAC one maybe has a little bit more shine to it, but color-wise, I mean, okay, it's the same. I just wanted to slip that dupe in there for you guys, and let's be real, I probably have a million lipsticks that are very close, if not exactly like this color. Even still, you know, I purchased it. I'm definitely going to be using both of these because I do really like both of the colors anyway, but if you're really into this color, I would say go for the MAC one. I'm really happy that I found this. So I'm just about to head to a dinner. Everything is looking super fresh. I did end up changing my lip to a new lip. I'm wearing Velvet Teddy, but besides that, everything else is the same, of course. And I did also spray my face with the MAC Fix Plus Stay Over setting spray as well. So that's the only change that we have going on in my face, but everything is looking so good. I'm loving my makeup right now. There's no smudging underneath my eyes for my mascara. I honestly don't see this going downhill, but we'll see. Hello, just got back in my car, had a very nice night, and I just wanted to show you guys my makeup. It is looking pretty much completely flawless. It's 11 p.m. The night is done. I'm actually very impressed with how this foundation has worn. It looks literally just as good as it did when I first applied it. It hasn't worn off anywhere. It looks smooth. My skin still looks dewy, but it doesn't really look oily. This is definitely a winning foundation. I'm just so happy with everything about it. Also, my mascara did not smudge. So that is definitely a plus as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing this first impression on these Chanel products. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments and hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy today's video, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already and want to join the fam, and I will see you guys in the next one.